you're talking about, some of the Vinmar or these multi-billion-dollar companies, which are figuring out deals with right now.
Yeah.
But we're 4 weeks away from having people come into our site of Vancouver to see the process live. I'm there on Friday. We're at that point where people are going to see the technology actually working
Right.
in a very large, scale, and then we'll be able to execute on these agreements and lock them in.
Right.
Do you have first allocations or for your product?
We have people calling us every day.
Probably.
Yeah.
Being like, let us get a deposit in.
Yeah.
Let's get 20 mil in. Let's get 30. And that's what. Sorry to bring up numbers, but that's what they're trying to get that position and
get away to the first
get the front
line.
line type of thing, right? But again, it's as much as we want to go fast, we want to do this right.